Step siblings real awkward stories. My mom turned, I suppose she probably was before that, lesbian when she divorced my dad. She dated several different women around her same age, but she's now settled on one that isn't younger than me, but definitely will be considered my peer. She is 33, I'm 30, my mom is 50. It's very awkward around them with the age difference and the same sex PDA on top of it. Not that I have any issues with gay people, but with your own mother it's fucking weird. Anyways, I just try not to pay any mind, because we love who we love, and although I'm not super fond of my mother's partner, I'm glad mom has somebody to lean on because she has severe depression, and doesn't live very close to me or my brothers. When I was 17 I was dating a girl who was 16 and her mom was 32 dating a guy who was 21 or 22, and it was fucking ridiculous. He actually looked younger than me and was about 9 inches shorter than me and about the same height as my girlfriend. About 5 feet 3. He was a total D-bag as well. We had a nickname for him that was based on his height. I think it was like Little Mike or something stupid. Sorry to height shame, but when a short D-bag is dating your girlfriend's mom we had to. My girlfriend absolutely hated him, and I didn't blame her, so we had to have some leverage over the situation. Her mom was pretty young so her dating a young guy isn't so bad, but her mom was also a pretty mom, so this kind of just factors in. She caught them having sex on a loose mattress in the garage one day, hahaha. She flipped her shit and totally tore him, and her mom a new one, while they were naked under the blanket. My stepmom is 5 years older than me. They started dating when I was 14 and she was 19. They got married when he was in his mid-40s and she was in her early 20s. The only story is, my dad found something about her attractive. Not sure what, TBH. She was never physically attractive in my mind, and I found her exhausting because she desperately wanted my approval. I suspect it was more of a sexual thing. She seemed very subservient and catered to his wants, needs and desires. After my dad passed, she went off the rails and has spent the last decade trying to find someone else to tell her how to lead her life. After my dad passed, a close friend of his told me that she was the best wife my dad could have raised. She's now on her third husband, has burned through the decent amount of money my dad left her, and feels that the world is against her, as she seems to no longer be able to hold a job. She's a hot mess, and has no real personality of her own. This probably won't go down well with many people here, but I'm the younger stepmother. I'm 31, my partner is 68, his children are 40 and 41. It was an issue in the beginning, everyone knew it wouldn't last, and it took a while to prove to his family that I wasn't a lunatic gold digger. But 10 years later we're still together and happy. For the most part my partner now has incurable brain and lung cancer, so it's been a hell of a year. All of us get along. I'm never referred to as a stepmother, just part of the family, which is nice. Strangely, at the beginning, my family were pretty damned supportive, especially my 87-year-old grandmother. The first few months were hard for my mum. She couldn't wrap her head around it, and I came home one day, after spending the day with my partner, to find all my things packed. It's a long story, but I was abused and manipulated by a much older youth worker a few months earlier, and had put my mum through hell. I think seeing me with an older man pushed her over the edge, but now she's moved to the house opposite us. And we all get together, his and my family, often. It's a strange situation, maybe it happened because I was abused, maybe it's daddy issues, and I understand that many people probably think it's pretty scummy, weird or messed up. But when all is said and done we love each other, our situation works for us, and we aren't hurting anyone. If I had been too big of a problem for either side of the family after the first few months, I would have walked away, because I hate causing anyone any pain or suffering, but thankfully it's all worked out. My dad met a woman, and has been dating her for 3 years. They don't want to get married until all of her kids and me are out of the house. Anyway, my understood stepmom has a daughter who over 3 years who I have become in love with. She is best friend and I have no idea how she would respond if she found out. Another problem is she lives in another city a few hours away, but I visit every other weekend. She and I are only 16, and we are also kind of physical. We will stay up until 4 o'clock in the morning talking with our arms around each other lying 3 inches from each other's faces. We tell each other absolutely everything. Except this, of course. I'm not sure if she actually cares about me or she is being a huge cocktease because she does not want to lose her problem-solving talking friend. This is the most awkward situation ever. More like problems on like what to do. Like I'm the one who comforts her if her pet dies. I'm the one there after every breakup, which I secretly love. I'm the one who tells her what to do to get a guy, which I secretly hate. But she always asks my opinion on dudes. She has never dated anyone I said I did not like. I try to be as unbiased as possible. But I would never hurt her in any way. So there I'm sitting, telling her how to get a guy. That is not me. But honestly, she has not dated anyone in about a year. IDK if she wants me to go out with her, or if she is just tired of dating assholes. And she could get any guy. She is beautiful, smart, talented, and sane. I mean, come on. What girl is sane and beautiful and smart? I always thought you could only choose two. We're the same age and have known each other for a little over 5 years. Each summer we both return home, and because we live in the middle of nowhere, we both rarely see others of the opposite sex. Needless to say, those are some pretty awkward summers. I think the only way to remedy the uncomfortable situation is to confront it and bring it out into the open, but I'm hesitant to enter into something that could have long-lasting implications. Am I completely crazy here? Would I potentially jeopardize my parents' marriage by doing this? And is it immoral to act on feelings you hold for a step-sibling? I met my husband when I left home at 17. I moved in with my aunt, whom I hadn't seen in years, and through her was introduced to her brother-in-law, who by marriage was technically my uncle. He was 24, and I'd never met him or even heard of him. But when I turned 18 and we decided to date, it started a shitstorm of controversy. Now we've been happily married for 12 years, but we still get funny looks when I have to explain that my aunt is also my sister-in-law and that her daughter is both my cousin and my niece. My parents were already married many years before their parents starting dating. My mom's mom died and my dad's dad died. So my living grandparents got married because they already knew each other quite well. I have a buddy in this situation. He's been dating his girlfriend for about 5 to 6 years. Through them, his single mom met her single father and they ended up getting married about 3 years ago. Apart from the occasional friendly jab we throw at him, I don't think it currently impacts his life at all. He obviously doesn't announce it to everyone he meets, but it's not like he hides it either. It's not really that weird. I will say this though, he's been wanting to break up with her for a few months now for totally unrelated reasons, and he feels like he can't. Like, it'll put a lot of stress on the family, and I kind of get it. I'm imagining the day he brings the new GF to Thanksgiving. So listen, my ex is going to be there. So that's definitely something to consider before getting more serious. Our parents got married 10 years ago. We are both 22, new college graduates, and both just moved back home. And again, there is no blood relation between us. We both just got out of long-term relationships, me 1 year, her 9 months. Last weekend, I returned home, and because our house is packed at the moment with 2 other brothers and a sister, we have been sharing a room. Last Saturday, we had a big BBQ with friends and family to celebrate both of our graduations. After copious amounts of alcohol around 3 AM we both went to bed, but somehow landed on the same one. After a brief drunk exchange of words and laughs she kissed me, and it quickly escalated into sex. The next morning was a little awkward and we didn't speak to each other for a few days. I work 12 to 14 hours a day, so I didn't see her much anyways. But last night we had a talk. Oddly, we both didn't really have a problem with it. Obviously we see all the wrong in the situation, but we were both okay with what happened. After our talk, we went to dinner with our family. We continued with drinks at home with the rest. Then, last night we had sex again. My dad is 71. 6 months ago he left my mom for a 25-year-old. I'm 33 and my sister is 28. His new girlfriend is 6 months pregnant. They are not married, because my parents' divorce hasn't gone through yet, but I guess once that happens I'll have a stepmom who is 8 years younger than me and a newborn half sister. This will be my dad's third marriage. The first one ended because he slept with his brother's wife. So the story here is, my dad is trashy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button.